welcome to CNN. Today we are doing our weekly science report.
This week we're going to be talking about cholera. First, a quick introduction to the topic.
The general structure of a bacterial cell. The Vibrio chlorate bacteria is the bacteria that infects humans with the cholera disease and has a similar structure to that of a normal bacterial cell.
The cell wall acts as a physical barrier that protects against damage and excludes certain substances. Capsule is a layer of slime that protects bacterium and helps group the bacteria stick together. Cell surface membrane acts as a permeable layer which controls the entrance and exit of certain substances. Flagellum aids movement of bacteria.
The circular DNA possesses the genetic information for the replication of cells. The plasmid possesses genes that aid its survival in adverse conditions. Oral rehydration therapy.
What is oral rehydration therapy? When a person has diarrhea, fluid moves to their intestines too quickly to be absorbed in the normal way, meaning it's impossible for the water and ions lost to be replaced. This combination of diarrhea and vomiting results in the patient going into shock. This results in a sudden drop of blood pressure. If left untreated, the condition can be fatal. Despite the fact the intestine can't absorb water in a normal fashion, due to the presence of sodium-glucose co-transporter carrier proteins, they have an alternative route to take. These carrier proteins absorb salt much better in the presence of glucose. Therefore, oral rehydrations are made up of the right combination of water, glucose and salt to maximise salt absorption. If sodium ions are absorbed by the epithelial cells, it causes water potential of the cells to fall so that water enters by osmosis.
Hello there, I am Dr. Nagaraj and I am here to talk to you about oral rehydration therapy. First, an obvious one is water, which is needed to rehydrate the tissues. Secondly, sodium. This is needed to replace the sodium ions from the epithelium of the intestine. It also helps to maximise the use of the sodium-glucose carrier proteins. So, I'll just add that in there and give it a good mix. So now we'll just give this a good mix so that all the sodium ions are dissolved in. That makes any sense at all. Right. Speaking of carrier proteins, glucose is also needed to stimulate the uptake of sodium ions from the intestine. This also provides some energy. Small measures of potassium ions are also required to replace the lost ions and improve the patient's appetite. Here are the potassium ions. We just add them to the mixture and stir. Finally, a variety of other electrolytes such as chloride and citrate ions are added. This is in order to prevent ion imbalances. Here are a few different electrolytes. We're just going to add that to the mixture and mix. So, here is our oral rehydration therapy mixture. Here at Nagaraj Hospitals, we like to say, we look after you today and tomorrow. Cheers.
The development of oral rehydration solutions has resulted from a long line of scientific experimentation. However, there are a lot of moral issues that surround this subject. Here we have Dr. Vaishnavi Nagaraj to represent the scientific community, and Shahara, who's going to be talking about the ethical implications of some testing. First up is the issue of testing on children.
Hello there. In my opinion, I feel that these diarrheal diseases mostly affect children. Therefore, it would be more correct to test or trial on them in order to prove that these medications are effective.
I disagree with this since it's the parents of the children who decide whether they take part in the trial or not. Therefore, it's unethical because the children don't get to decide.
Next is the issue of blind testing. Shahara, what are your views on this subject?
I'm against this since some patients are given the standard ORS while others are given the new adaptation so the results can be compared. The reason it's called a blind trial is because the patients don't know which one they're getting. Many people argue that this is unethical as people have the right to decide on the treatment they received.
That is a fair point, Shahara. However, blind tests are important because they eliminate any bias that may alter the data. It also reduces the implications of any psychological impacts on patients as they can know which treatments they receive.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your reporting.
This is CNN Breaking News.